best in the league. Knight
skill
is the
expression,
best.
right?
Yeah.
It's all about skill expression for them.
What do you want to see banned here? Final ban is Rogue Warriors as we jump into game 2. Top Esports blue, Rogue Warriors red.
That's a great one. So
Karsa deserves that. He played out of his mind.
So once again, the only meta AD carry I was going to say is the Ezreal. So we do go towards that. Rogue Warriors now is the team that you would expect to pull out something like the Misfortune, but ZWuJi has been spamming Ziggs.
Oh, really?
Yes, he has.
Our own little deft, slash Chovy, I guess.
It's
our own little deft.
quite interesting. The guys on Rogue Warriors are just all kind of spamming interesting champions with Holder playing a lot of top lane Gragas in solo queue as well.
Really?
So, yeah, we can maybe see some shenanigans. But right now, going with the expected first rotation of the Trundle. And again, typically here, this is where you would pull out the Misfortune. But the only other thing that would come to mind is, again, the Renekton. But Renekton Trundle is very weird. Ooh, the Wukong.
Okay, Wukong instead. Renekton has a really low win rate, actually.
No, it does. It's actually
20, 30%.
Yeah, but its presence is 93.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's only under Kalista and Varus. And Kalista and Varus are at 100%.
Yeah, Varus has never been let through.
Yeah, it's never been let through. And when Kalista is let through, it's always picked. So
I think we learned the hard MSC and before that, towards the end of summer, where Varus lethality was 100% pick rate as well. Or at least close to. But going a different direction with the jungle, this time for Karsa.
Still, it is more of an early game presence in ganking jungler. Of course, that's what Lee Sin is more known for, and Lee Sin is banned out, of course. So right now we're already setting up for some playmaking, and here you could, I was going to say, you could just answer the Wukong with a counter pick, and I wouldn't want to guess whatever 369's counter pick is, because even champions like Jax can play into Wukong, and we all know 369 plays Jax, but instead they are just going to pick up the Mordekaiser here. Most teams we see just picking support on 3, no matter if the enemy team has already shown a solo lane.
But that's not what top esports are about.
Well, I like this. I think that's like better adaptation. Why blind pick a support when you can hopefully have them show it on 4 and then counter pick?
But I also like the confidence with Rogue Warriors picking up LeBlanc here in their final rotation before the ban phase, starting to ban out some of the matchups they don't want to take.
And Ruby really is one of those mid laners. I'd say there's this like set of mid laners that their main champions are Azir, Ryze, and LeBlanc. Yep. Because those are, I'd say, the 3 most prominent mid lane champions over all the years. And he's definitely one of them. It's those 3 champions in Cassiopeia. So this time around, we're going to get a more proactive approach from Rogue Warriors, but also Trundle, LeBlanc, not exactly the mid-jungle 2v2 you really want to think of, right?
See if they pair up again.
Yeah.
I also like that he is challenging the likes of Knight, one of the best mid laners. Sorry, the best mid laner in the LPL. At this point...
I was going to say, this is something that ZWuJi actually really likes to play. Vayne and Lucian are kind of 2 of his specialty picks. So ZWuJi going towards a lane-dominant style, something I'm a big fan of. Rogue Warriors going back to the excitement that we saw in spring.
The complete opposite of what we saw in the last draft. We've got a Leona on the side of top esports and rounding this out.
The thing that's scary is for TES, their comp is very good against this like mid to low short range composition that Rogue Warriors are already drafting, right? Imagine being a Lucian. In any team fight, you have to get in range of the Death Realm or the Cataclysm, right? So you're always going to be at risk. Same for the LeBlanc.
Or the Diana.
Yeah, Knight, another champion. Knight is absolutely spamming this on his main account in KR server right now. So we're going to get to see an assassin versus assassin matchup. So not something we typically get.
Oh, but something I can't wait for. In the bottom lane, we're going for safety, though. We've got a support last pick into the Yuumi Lucian.
Yeah, that's really... So this is one of the most oppressive duos you can have. And when Yuumi came out, a lot of people did start playing the Ezreal Yuumi. But Lucian Yuumi was the one that rose to prominence with how much mobility he has and how strong he is in these early trades.
Oh, the chase is insane as well. And especially if the Yuumi's on top of the Lucian, it feels like Knight will have a hard time locking down with the ultimate.
We already expect Rogue Warriors to play heavily towards bots like now because, of course, if yuyanjia does engage onto ZWuJi and Lei, you know, again, it's a 2-for-1 special, right? So Youdang's going to have to put a lot of pressure towards that bot side, look for the counter ganks and all-ins that yuyanjia comes for, and really heavily punish the TS bot lane.
But holistically, let's talk about the mid-game here because that's what it seems like to come down to. Because I know on the side of top esports, there is a bit more versatility with the likes of the Diana, the Mordekaiser, the Ezreal. We know champions that move through the game, but skirmish heavy here for the side of Rogue Warriors.
Yeah, Rogue. So again, let's boil it down to simple identities of where TS comp is all about scaling, right? You have Diana. Diana's a scaling champion. Wants that big 2-item power spike. Ezreal as well, 2-item power spike, and
Of course.
Mordekaiser, right? One of the best scaling kind of tank weak side top laners in the game.
Gets unbeatable in a side lane, right?
Yeah, and once again, TS keeping that identity the same of that they will always have this side lane option to play through where the Diana will outscale the LeBlanc, the Mordekaiser will outscale the Wukong, so... And when you have champions like LeBlanc and Lucian, you are putting yourself on a bit of a timer, especially compared to what TS have drafted.
But that's fun with the, again, to use the word identity of Rogue Warriors, this is how they've played in the past. Heavy on the blood, heavy on the speed and tempo as we run into Game 2 after what set us up for this series. I can't wait. A very different draft out of both teams heading on to the Rift. Well, we don't have the Gyos, of course. We are back in Hongqiao in the LPL stadium here in Shanghai. But, of course, as you know, for safety, no crowds just yet. But it is good to see the players back on stage. I wish we could go sit there and in our days off, you know, watch the games. That'd be nice.
That
but I feel like it might distract them.
Interesting.
There's 4 LPL casters just sitting in the crowd when there is no crowd. As Rogue Warriors going a bit deep here. Was there a ward put down? I do not think so, of course, because that's their jungle.
Their level 1 is absolutely insane, right? You have both Yuumi and Lucian, so they are going to be able to look for a late invade and really try to punish TES.
We like Conqueror at the side here of Top Esports, but in they go. Rogue Warriors ready to meet 3 people as Prowling Projectile is going to get the slowdown. That means QiuQiu knows he's getting spotted out. The red buff starts, the tug of war. As Karsa has a smite available, he secures it, level 2 here, but he's already put down the flag, so he can't get the drag. As now in it comes and over. That's what it could be with first blood going to Top Esports.
So decisive from TS at the end of that play, but just unfortunate for Youdang where he doesn't secure the smite. So Karsa's level 2, and then he still chose to walk forward aggressively, which was the most confusing part of it.
Didn't want to burn his flash either, so...
Okay, he was going to burn his flash. He was actually walking over the wall to flash,
true.
You know, yuyanjia saying, hey, bro, not today. Flashes forward, lands a stun, and that is what happened.
The Ezreal in the lane of the Yuumi Lucian has now picked up a kill. But thankfully, there's still a bit more pressure here from ZWuJi and Lei, and ZWuJi does hit level 2 first.
And I'm excited for this because Lei was probably the best player in the game of the last game for Rogue Warriors, so seeing how he can do on this Yuumi is going to be really exciting.
Has opted in for the areas you saw there before with cut down on precision. So pretty standard stuff here from Lei. And ZWuJi, of course, you got press the attack. We haven't seen Lucian in 80 carry position for quite a while. When we have seen Lucian here in the LPL, it has been towards a solo lane. I won't just say LPL, anywhere has really just been in a solo lane.
We had 2 80 carries who played him last split, and I'd say kind of historically brought it out, which was Y4 and ZWuJi. So the other big one I'd say for me is LWX, but...
It's been a while.
Yep, not last split at least.
He played Caitlyn last split though, I think.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Okay. So did SMLZ actually. As we're looking towards junglers here to bring you back into the game, and it's Youdang actually towards the mid lane where Karsa's heading up towards the top side now. Karsa has a lead. Youdang died early. He's at a deficit.
Yeah, and Knight getting the early recall. Not going to miss out on anything. Does pick up the Dark Seal, so going to have a bit more trading power.
As we look towards the top side, and 369 opted in for this matchup, remember, so feeling pretty good here. Has the shove, has the CS lead, and hold it in a bit of a jiffy.
Well, I guess he's expecting a counter gank because he's obviously not looking for a gank, and you would make sense with how Knight, you know, did get the pushback on his wave.
Good dodge away from Knight, though, as Youdang does come in. The pillar goes up, but in comes Karsa, and they're going to look for this Trundle once again. Knight jumps in, forces the flash out this time. Youdang goes back to his half-empty jungle.
Hysterics, the problem is that they weren't on the same page. We saw Ruby go in, and Youdang started walking away. Ruby throws down the chain, and then the pillar comes. Why not pillar, then chain?
Not the early game communication we saw as Ruby might have to flash here as well. He has minimal mana and away from the flag and drag. Karsa's still there. yuyanjia made the roam up as well. And it doesn't matter that Knight is low on health.
This is not the start we wanted to see, and now Knight going to get another free reset. Ruby definitely won't be able to push it back in time, so let's see where we go from here.
Karsa's just going to maintain control as well. Teleport being used by Knight. Just to get back into this lane to force Ruby, who doesn't have much health.
He's going to have to recon TP probably after this wave, so... Which, again, he's lucky he does have the TP, so it's not too big of a deal.
But it does mean... Oh, stopping the back here as the wave crashes in, decides against him.
And this matchup in the mid lane, as a LeBlanc, you really need to try and find the advantage in level 1 and 2 because Diana doesn't really come online until you have all of your abilities, right? It is a range versus melee matchup. We saw Knight doing a very good job of landing those Qs early on. And then from here, it's a bit of a skill matchup, but I'm going to pause because we actually see Knight heading towards the bot lane.
Level 5 here doesn't have the Moonfall available, but might not need it with the Flash because ZWuJi's been caught out. He's going forward with the Yuumi. The heal being burnt by QiuQiu is now from ZWuJi too. Lei jumps back on to help with the shield. The cleanse comes through and Knight almost forces him to die. Exhausted back to Pillar against the walls. Youdang a bit lost here, but Ruby's coming in as well. Karsa going to get spotted out, trying to stop the LeBlanc.
And you could see, they just realized, I think it just hit ZWuJi like, hey, wait. I can't just walk in because they really have no follow-up with him being that low, so Youdang not being able to get anything done.
He is coming back in, but top esports should be able to get a turret plating here. ZWuJi's getting healed up, but at this point, it's way too slow. Is against the wall. Bit of damage, but Knight jumps on in. Disrespectful from ZWuJi. Knight takes 2 bits of turrets as QiuQiu does the exact same. And Rogue Warriors thrive in this chaos as the Cyclone to come down and secure yuyanjia. Karsa now caught out as well. Ruby behind him. Lei may go down, but Rogue Warriors have turned this one around.
Holder played that so well, keeping Ruby alive. And like you just said, RW able to pick up most of the kills, but on the other side of the map, 369 getting so much CS, getting turret plating, and Rogue Warriors going to miss out on a lot. Does look like ZWuJi's going to head up there right now, and they're just going to opt into keeping Holder on the bottom side.
We'll have a look again, Lyric, because this was messy.
Yeah, and we see, like you said, Knight does go down. Kind of disrespectful. QiuQiu walking forward, seeing that the members of Rogue Warriors are coming in behind him. They do secure that kill. Ooh, they do. Yeah, we missed this in all the chaos that was going on the other side, but...
Kind of just let him auto-attack him. Yep.
Does he go down?
He does go down, sorry.
Okay,
wait,
so...
does he? Are we blind?
Did you mislead me?
I don't know. Yeah, no,
okay,
he does. He does.
So.
I'm sorry. This is what happens when you listen to me, huh? Well, 2-1 and 1. Either way. Knight picked up 2 kills.
And we do see him going towards the Proto Belt first rather than the Nashor's dude, so going a lot more for that all-in style. Also, obviously going to give him a bit of security with that HP.
Yep. He is 20 CS up over Ruby as well. Just look at Knight. Massive. I know you were talking about 369. He's also up on Holder as well by that 15 CS and the turret plating. And top esports have come back out onto the map to take the Infernal to start the game off as Youdang wants to get busy, but they're not going to let him. 3 versus 2 until Holder comes over the wall. He's been spotted out. He doesn't have the Cyclone, but he might have a bit of the damage as the all-in comes from top esports. But Karsa dead before the fight starts as it's a 1-for-1. In comes 369 to turn it into a 1 versus 1. Also on the side, Knight picks up Ruby with no mid laner, no hope it seems for Rogue Warriors as Holder can't trade a damn thing. A double kill over tonight. 2 more kills to add to the list.
The other day I said how I don't like seeing Dianas here in the LPL because they just take too much time to come online. And Knight picking it in the perfect scenario, doing fine in this LeBlanc matchup. And we have Knight 4-1-2 at 8 minutes. This is not a good sign for any team in the world.
He's making this look like Challenger versus Bronze. It's the 1v2 in the bottom lane. The culling to go out onto 369. The shield there, forced to flash over the wall. Good pick off here from ZWuJi and Lei despite the bad situation.
ZWuJi and Lei have kind of been the bright spot of, I guess it's unfair to say in a sense because game 1 Rogue Warriors are doing well altogether, but I don't think there's too much to see here. Yep. We see that the bottom lane of Rogue Warriors isn't even here yet. 369 coming in on the back. Knight's already so big, right? He already had 2 kills before this fight and was way ahead of Ruby. So Holder able to pull people into the Death Realm, but doesn't actually, not Holder, I'm sorry, 369
that's the one.
Able to secure those kills, and now they're just getting objectives across the map.
Hey, that's a Proto Belt in under 10 minutes from Knight.
Proto Belt versus Lost Chapter.
Who wins?
And Diana was always going to do more damage than LeBlanc, like the longer this game went, right? Yep. LeBlanc has some mobility, so that's why in the laning phase, I would say she is favored early on. You're always able to get away from the Diana if you choose. It's all about hitting those ethereal chains, but at this point, if she ever gets onto LeBlanc, LeBlanc's just dead.
Because I know in the past it was very different when, you know, Diana's ulti was the gap close, right? When, when she got remade, and she has a lot of her kit when she hits those first 3 levels. So Ruby dealing with the poor end of the stick here as...
A lot of your damage should get moved to your passive, so you got to be able to, you know, consistently hit people and get that 3-hit cleave. Now it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to get onto Ruby or anyone on the side of Rogue Warrior so easy, especially now that he has that Proto Belt. And again, he has even more health, so any trading Ruby gets on him means less.
And the problem is now that Knight's going to get in the middle of this team, and even though there's a lot of mobility coming through from the side of Rogue Warriors, if that ult connects, it's other people's problems on the side of Rogue Warriors.
And for Rogue Warriors, you get outscaled, it's going to be tough. You're really going to need some game-changing ults from Lei and Holder to really carry you through the rest of this game.
We're looking back mid, because right now, Moonfall time onto Ruby. Bit of damage comes through, and Ruby's just kind of walked into a death trap here. Proto Belt, and one more, but he can't find it. Still, Ruby, if he stays in lane, he'll die, while Herald goes towards the top side.
They're going to get dove. Youdang is here.
Karsa has ulti available. Knight's just going to go onto Ruby once again to stop the back. The chains miss. Knight doesn't care about the turret shots until Holder comes in. This is cheeky. See if he gets punished for it. Forward he'll go. Flashes away. Cyclone is available with Flash. Knight might be dying here with Chain landing down. Is this his deathbed? Cyclone into the air, but Knight survives until he doesn't. 700 gold over the side of Holder, while Karsa almost dies as well. The last chapter flies through the air. It's a double kill for Holder, who is now the hope of Rogue Warriors.
Let's be honest, Hysterics. This should not have happened. We saw Knight completely disrespecting Ruby, tethered between his Tier 1 and Tier 2 turret. Gives Holder time to move over. They secure 2 kills because TS try to keep Knight alive, but still, TS are going to win out in the side lanes where 369 is benefiting so much off of all of this pressure that Knight's creating, where Holder is constantly having, like, look, why are you here? And we know why he's here. He's here because he can be, because he's just totally disrespecting Ruby, and he's good enough to do it.
Until this happens.
Until this happens.
I mean, Holder got 700 gold in the shutdown. And I appreciate 369, you know, 30 CS up, sitting in the sideway, picking up turret plating. But Holder's massive. 5-1. Black Cleaver and a Hex Drinker.
Yeah,
Big monkey.
This is a matchup that now, right early on, it is a bit tough against the Mordekaiser, especially as it goes on. We've already mentioned in a previous game about how your passive gives you armor, not magic resist. So this has always been something where we viewed as a bit Mordekaiser favored, but now the monkey's nothing to worry about.
Also nice. I will say the positive in me says, nice going up against... Not nice going up against 2 AP solo laners. But
yeah, that's true as well.
Even Knight coming back. Look, he died. He was in a very stupid place. Now, we got a Stinger. And building up towards the Nash's Tooth as the second item. Level 9 Diana with ultimate available again.
Now this is...
Might have been called out. Karsa's going to get locked on down, dodging away. Everyone going in. Holder again spins to win as the True Shot Barrage lines them through. Remember, Holder's the most fed member. Gets onto the backline on top of Karsa where Cataclysm comes on down and Knight is still pretty healthy. The shutdown gets returned with the Moonfall, sending Ruby over the wall with a flash. The Lost Chapter over the top. Ruby at least picks up one, but Knight still healthy enough to re-engage the fight. He picks up a double, and this cat is out of the bag. Smacked down by 369. A double-double, and now Rogue Warriors are in trouble.
Yeah, an ace coming from TES, and we saw the problems with Rogue Warriors' composition right there, as well as TS just playing very well off the fact that Knight is so far ahead, able to burst on multiple members of Rogue Warriors, and just think about playing this as ZWuJi. We already talked about before, you have to get in range to deal damage of so many key abilities that can just kill you on the side of TS. I want to keep my eyes on Knight, who does jump onto Holder, and they get him locked in, and then 369 zoning out ZWuJi, easily able to kill him. Playing a Lucian against his composition feels impossible, and the Knight able to jump on Ruby, gets so low, and Ruby's just too far behind his LeBlanc right now. Even if he does distortion in, isn't able to deal any damage realistically. He still doesn't even have his first item, while Knight has 2 finished.
I mean, Rogue Warriors are, again, shut out of this game. After what was success in punishing Knight and Holder picking up kills, Well, we'll find out how much further it goes because Dragon's been taken down. Ruby teleported in. 369 with a great flash, now looking to re-engage the Death Grasp. Ruby jumps on back in voluntarily, but he's at half health with Holder coming in with the ult D. Can 369 go down? Yes. Big shutdown here for Rogue Warriors as Karsa is close to dying as well. But the re-engage makes it a 1-for-1 as Knight is busy in the top side against ZWuJi and Lei.
The fact that Lucian Yuumi has to be terrified of a Diana, with the mobility you have in both of these champions, just tells you how far ahead he is.
It does. You want to see plating? There you go. That adds on top, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. 3K gold lead right now for TES. Also on their way to Soul Point. Realistically, right now, they could just keep Knight and 369 in a side lane, and they're going to have constant pressure against both of their counterparts. Maybe 369 realistically won't be able to hit a tower against Holder, but still will feel fine in that isolated lane at this point after picking up some more kills and more gold for himself.
I just want to push out that QiuQiu is just quietly fed as well. Iceborne Gauntlet with the tier, and the Cull almost finished stacking too. So QiuQiu's been benefiting sitting way back in these fights. We saw around the red buff before where Knight was going off 369 as well. QiuQiu all the way in the back line, just kind of firing away. So still quite large himself, still a threat to the side of Rogue Warriors, where I reiterate, the biggest threat on the side of Rogue Warriors is still Holder, maybe alongside Ruby once he gets that second item.
Tough, because typically you'd want to be the ones fighting for this Rift Herald right now, but Holder still doesn't have his ultimate up. As Rogue Warriors, you can try and posture right now to buy time, but with Ruby heading straight top, it doesn't look like it. And it is unfortunate that all of your kills are onto Holder, because we saw even there that despite being able to go in and hit that ultimate on pretty much all the members of TS, he still doesn't have the damage to actually kill anyone.
Yep.
Diana does have some tankiness built into both her kit and her build. Karsa as well as going tank Jarvan, so it's rough that you don't have those kills on ZWuJi and Ruby and you're not actually proactively snowballing.
You're looking towards the solo kill on the top side.
He's
Ruby.
Yeah, I think Ruby's dead.
Yeah, distortion used. In goes Knight, Moonfall down, and it's like a James Bond film. You know that the villain is always going to die, but how long? As Knight jumps back, uses the flash to get the kill, and Youdang could be next, locked into the Cataclysm, but has a turret available. Won't be following up the Moonlight this time around. Ruby drops yet again. As, okay, we're re-engaging, and Youdang is the target underneath the turret. You know what? They might just take both.
God. Oh, this feels so bad for Rogue Warriors, and win conditions-wise, we're just going to see something similar like this for the rest of the game, right?
Yep.
Karsa and Knight are going to be the duo, an assassin with an early game ganking jungler pressured in the side lane. He can win out against anyone in the straight-up 1v1. He could probably even 1v2 most of the members on that team.
I'm waiting for that Mordekaiser to come through. He's going to back now with Rift Herald getting the shove topside. That gold lead, if anyone cares, is at 6K. Wait, I can't count. Almost 6,000. Will be after QiuQiu gets his turret. And we're looking at Knight on the bottom of the screen. That is the, I assume that's the lead over Ruby or the total gold he has so far.
I'm just saying, we are also getting to see how much QiuQiu and 369 are benefiting from Knight and Karsa continuously making plays like this. And the fact that Youdang's here kind of like gives Ruby a bit of safety. But as I said when you asked, are we going to see a solo kill? Of course we were, which Karsa coming in, getting assist at the last second. But great.
It counts.
Exactly, it counts. And Karsa coming in, being a good guy here, taking up the turret. He knows Knight has all the damage to secure this. They get the turret as well. And it just looks easy at this point. And at this point in this game, it probably is easy.
It's it should be over Red Rover. We didn't get Knight going back to pick up the Mordekaiser, though. I'm a bit upset about that. Instead, he poured out a Zhonya's Hourglass pretty much outright. So, Knight, 50 CS ahead.
Hysterics, think about it. Once Ezreal picks up the Death Stance and the enemy carries are Lucian and LeBlanc, you're not going to die.
It's done.
There's no way they can kill you. Even if LeBlanc somehow does get to the back line, you're fine.
So, top esports have to int, or Rogue Warriors have to pull something out of the hat, is what you're telling me.
Rogue Warriors, like, if we're not putting it on TS making mistakes, Rogue Warriors need to find, like, constant, let's say, like, cheesy picks, like Ruby and Holder going to one side lane, giving up a bit of farm, maybe turret damage on the other side, catching out Knight 2 to 3 times, and then taking that to something like a Baron play and getting back in the game that way.
Okay, well, I hopefully look forward to that. Because after what we saw in Game 1, I mean, Game 1 was so back and forth. Game 1 was tense for all 45 minutes of it. This one has been a bit of a masterclass by Knight, bar the behind first turret play that we saw. It's been pretty dominant from top esports, and 19 minutes into the game, they have a Mountain Soul.
I just love when we see like small instances
About
of...
to have.
Yeah, let's see.
Sorry.
Okay, nothing's gonna happen. I love when we see like the small instances of some like basic wave manipulation and how you bully out the enemy mid laner when he did get that good recall, TP'd back in with where the wave was, and it put a lot of pressure on Ruby to where, okay, can I back now, or do I need to try and distortion into this wave and, you know, clear it out instantly, then TP? And
like even now, we're looking at this. Moonfall comes in. He's 1v3. Golden will he go? As Holder will spin. Knight still at half health though, and Holder, I think he's just going to die. True Shot Barrage helps out the flash away because he is in the death realm as Knight's chasing up this Trundle. Good night. That's what this game feels like, as ZWuJi should not be here. And the Yuumi will die as well. Another double, and now it's a 9k gold lead.
this game just feels like the Death Realm for Rogue Warriors. There is no individual Death Realm. I'm sure on their screen, you know how your screen becomes kind of like grayish and blurry when you're in the Death Realm? I wonder if that's what all of Rogue Warriors' collective members' screen looks like this whole game.
Well, when you die that much, you do live with a bit of a gray screen.
You do, right? So we do have 19 deaths.
Yeah, that's
28 kills in 21 minutes. See, this is the champion kills per minute Rogue Warriors that we were missing.
Yeah, just the other way, I'm sure. Is I think 369 could 1v2, but he doesn't have the Death Realm, of course, to make it a little bit better for himself. Ruby, that is just a clone, but Holder might not be able to take this up. The W needed for 369 as Ruby, a good dodge away. The Death Grasp almost kills Holder.
If he could have gotten one more W off, right, he probably would have been able to win out.
WQ, and he probably gets both of them. So, 369, it takes that much to kill him. The rest of top esports, they picked up the Baron. ZWuJi might be caught out here. Yuyanjia is nearby as well, and Chocho's doing so much damage. Versus 2, I think they're fine. ZWuJi has to flash away. Everyone chasing as Ruby will get the Yuumi. Thankfully, there is a trade as Ruby tries to outplay. That was close, but Yuyanjia will trade that one away as well. You're nodding, and Lyric is nodding at me, saying, nice.
There's
20 more times.
There's nothing to say here, guys.
All right, well, we'll go next because Culling's being used. Stone Plate popped as well. Knight has ulti. If Rogue Warriors go any further forward, he will use it. Oh, he has a Magi's now. And a needlessly large rod. And he finally got boots.
So we're going towards a death cap, is my guess.
Okay.
Why not snowball as hard as possible?
What boots would you get? Get some Swifties?
No.
Mobies?
I think you just... Which, to be honest, he actually doesn't need any more damage at this point. So realistically, what would probably be the economically best buy would be some like defensive stats into his build. Maybe not Merc Treads because they don't actually have too much lockdown on the side of Rogue Warriors, but... You know, I guess Ninja Tabbies or something like that, but even whatever his 5th item would be...
Sorry, I'm just pausing because Knight has found himself a 1 versus 2, but Youdang's kind of just caught it out. Protobelt used. No one stops Knight. 12, 2, and 7 now. Last split, Knight picked up the most competitive kills in the LPL from memory at 19. Rather, his competitive record, I believe it was.
In one game, is what
you're saying. In one game, yes. He is very close to doing that again. 7 kills is not much to ask for with how big this Diana is.
I feel like 7 kills might be a lot for how much longer I expect this game to last.
Well, let's find out, because Knight will be diving in shortly if Rogue Warriors stick around to defend this turret, which is now gone. 12k gold lead, this is a competitive game, but top esports are making it look like, I don't know, you know, a competitive team versus the casters, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, which casters are we talking about? Because the Chinese casters are pretty good.
That's actually true.
They have a lot of pro players.
Like, we're talking like PYLs on there.
Exactly. They have a lot of pro players on the Chinese
Not the casters here on the Chinese side of the LPL. Maybe us?
Oh,
what do you think? The 4 of us?
Oh, God.
We need either Penguin or Old Man Clement Chew as well.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shellacking, huh? As Spawn would say. Well, when you have an 11k gold lead at 24 minutes, you do what you want. Waiting for this one to kind of close its book. And while we do have some time, just notice you've got Knight with a Rabadon's death cap now.
You know what I wish we would get in the LPL?
What do you
remember when we were casting the Scrim Leagues? For anyone who doesn't remember when, you know, LPL did go on a bit of hiatus because of COVID, they did the test online Scrim Leagues, which TES was a part of, and Knight did play Zed.
Oh, he did, actually.
Yeah, it was really cool.
See,
he did like triple the damage of Photic's Ezreal.
You know what? On a tangent there, I'm really disappointed that we didn't see Zed versus Zed in our blind pick at MSC. We had blind pick and all we got was Varus versus Varus, right? Yeah, Ruby's going to die here. There is no doubt in my mind.
I'm disappointed that FPX that they lied and they didn't pick their world skins.
Yeah.
They said, they baited us.
They had the opportunity to.
And TN said they would. He's like, ha, I got you guys, said that in his interview.
Especially if you're going up against FPX in game 1, if you're not, why not pick Malphite mid? Why not mirror it? That would have been fun.
I agree. Oh, the only mirror matches we got were Varus against Varus.
I know.
How boring is that?
That was kind of sad. I think Varus versus Varus, and then we got the Thresh v Thresh as well. So we got the mirror duo
Thresh
lane.
v Thresh is kind of exciting.
Yeah. Especially when the hook lands on each other and you just pull yourself into the
But you want the solo lane matchups to be the same, right?
Yeah.
That's what's exciting.
We didn't get that. We got blind pick for the first time in like a competitive. In how long? How long has it been since OGM blind pick? 2014 or 15 was the last year.
2014, I think. Because
Okay.
LCK was 2015. Was the start of that era.
True. Okay. Was it? I'm pretty sure we had OGN and Spo TV still for 2015. Obviously, we're LPL casters and we don't, well.
You know what's funny?
What?
I actually watched the LCK qualifiers. Like, I vividly remember watching that with like teams like Zenix Storm. The Tigers were in that.
Oh, wow.
I think Incredible Miracle, and then there's one other team that's not on my mind.
When did you come into League of Legends? Like, what is your year? Hang on, Knight's going to kill ZWuJi here. ZWuJi will survive. I'll pause there. When did you actually come into League of Legends?
Like in the professional?
Yeah, like at all? Like when you started watching competitive? Like
Season 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I started in Season 5. I was super late.
I know, you're a youngin'.
I'm a Zoomer. Yeah.
You started watching League when I started professionally coming into League.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Well, that's because when I started casting and I was like, I actually didn't know it existed as much. First season I saw was Season 4 Worlds. The Starhorn Royal and Samsung White final.
Oh, God, Samsung White. You know, Pon is going to be an analyst for the LCK.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Obviously not for the English broadcast.
Kind of exciting. I was hoping you'd come back to EDG. Let's see this game end now, because Top Esports, we've been waiting for it a while, and Rogue Warriors have kind of just been waiting themselves. As Knight jumps on in, this guy has 13 kills, and we might not see the 19 lyric, but we will see Knight destroy Holder after he picks up a kill himself. It's been okay that Rogue Warriors have survived this long, but all good things must come to an end as Top Esports wipe them clean.
Oh, God. I don't know if this was a good thing, but what's a good thing is that QiuQiu comes into the roster, they have no Jackie Love, and they're still able to get I'll say a convincing 2-0. Who cares about Game 1?
Game 1 is in the past. Game 2 is convincing enough. QiuQiu had a great performance alongside yuyanjia. And for Top Esports, this is the start that FPX didn't get earlier on. A 2-0 to kick off the 2020 summer.
And I'd say you'd argue